Motormouth Jenkins here, welcoming you to our brand new YouTube channel. Hope that you'll come back and see every segment each and every week, and I will share preventative maintenance tips and regularly scheduled maintenance tips for your car. So whether you know a little bit about your car or absolutely nothing, this is the channel just for you, where I share over 35 years of experience as a qualified and licensed service technician with truck and coach, light truck and passenger vehicles. Come back and visit us and tell your friends, and we'll see you each and every week right here in the Car Connection Workshop on YouTube.
Hey friends, welcome back to the Car Connection Workshop. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Boy, we've had a busy day here, and it's been hotter than a pepper sprout. 100-degree weather. Yeah. It's a good thing I bought a turtle pool. I like the slide, except they get stuck sometimes. You got to make sure the water's, lubricating the slide. Otherwise, it's painful. But I really like my turtle pool. Anyways, I digress. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, and this Car Connection YouTube video is brought to you by Rainbow Motors in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. The brothers, Rita and Ramiz Shanuda, great people to work with. They have a car lot and a service center, so you can purchase a vehicle there and have it serviced there, all years, makes, and models, including light commercial vehicles. So you can buy with honesty and be treated with honesty and integrity, and know that the brothers, they got you covered at Rainbow Motors and Garage. Sales and service you can trust. Let them know that Car Connection sent you, and you can find them on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. And be sure to say, Motormouth sent me, or Car Connection sent me, so they know how you got there, and they'll treat you right. All right, what do we got going on today? Well, first and foremost, check this out. It's locked. Got one of these yet? Our official Car Connection snapback helmets are in. Got to get yourself one at Car Connection Business Network. Visit our merchandise store, our merch store. We have 6 items available for you. We have t-shirts. You can pick your color, your size, and orders directly, pay directly, safely in our merch store, and have your merchandise, your Car Connection merch, shipped right to your door. Just like that. We make $5 an item just to help us to pay for our YouTube videos that you're enjoying right now. And you're getting a discount on the merch. So take advantage of that, because Skippy and I, we need a little coffee money. Yeah, that's it. Make a video, have a cup of joe. So help us to do that and not run out of coffee. All right, so visit carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com and get your merch today. What are we working on? Well, we're back on the 97 Jeep Wrangler TJ. I don't know, did we show you it was running? I don't think we did. Wow. We might just have to spark that up for a minute. Let's go see if it starts. Now, it makes a little sound, so before anybody comments, you can comment and tell me what you think it is, because I already know what it is. But I've tried fixing it on the floor. I got to get it up on the lift. It has something to do with the shield that protects the flywheel and everything. There's a rattle there, and I tried fixing it twice on the floor. I need to get it up on the lift where I can see it. But let's see if she'll start today. All right. We have come a long way with this baby that was headed for the crusher. And once we're going to flush the cooling system today. Before I put the rest of it all back together, I want to get the block clean. I want to know that the cooling system's clean. I don't want any crud from this used engine to put crud into a brand new radiator and plug the heater core. So this is, I find, the best way to do it. Instead of, some guys may just fill it up with coolant and run it for a while, but there was a fair amount of sediment in the block, and I replaced the freeze plugs in the block, and you can catch those videos that shows the engine build, the clutch going in. You can go back into our YouTube channel, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, and see absolutely every piece of putting this Jeep back together. And here we are. We're at the stage where it does. You turn the key, it runs. And we got custom exhaust to do, but we can do that very, very last. And not least, we'll send it up to my friend Jesse, who does exhaust systems up in Waynfleet, Ontario. So instead, I don't like to send all that crud that's in the block through the heater core and into a brand new radiator. I want to get it out of there first, flush the system clean, and I'm going to show you how I do that. But I want you to see this baby run. And it's a year ago, July, when I started this project. And had the engine not been blown apart, we would have had this thing back on the road in 90 days. Actually, probably closer to 60. So we've done brakes, brake cables, brake lines, fuel pump, fuel filter, U-joints in the front end, upper lower control arms. Everything we've done so far, shocks, front and rear, is all wear and tear items. Other than the engine being blown to smithereens and not repairable, it's all been normal wear and tear items that you're going to replace on any vehicle should you keep it long enough. So at the end of this project, I'm going to show you what it cost to turn this vehicle around and into a workhorse, and you're going to be blown away at how much money it costs. I can't include the labor in there. I'm just going to show you parts-wise what it costs. So here we have lights. We have all the lights. We have 4 ways. All the lights are working. All that stuff's good. We got to change a windshield and housing. I have that already. So let's see. Count it down. 3, 2, 1. How about them apples? From scrapyard to resurrection. We saved it. We saved it. And it is a good feeling. And the next round will be easy for me. This stuff is what takes the time. I will be changing the windshield housing and frame, and I have that in completion off of the same vehicle, the rust-free Austin, Texas Jeep 2000. That was a 2006 TJ. I got the doors, I got the tailgate, I got the fenders. With the inner fenders, I took it all off myself. I even got a soft top as well. I got the entire interior and dash. I think I almost took the whole Jeep. I'm almost thinking I should have, because I don't even know why it was really there. I could have put that thing back together in no time. No time. But anyways, this was a project I wanted to share with you and just show you this is what it takes. Take some elbow grease, take care of it. You can keep it going as long as you want. So let's get started. And I have 2 different cutters here. We're going to install a flush T in one of the heater hoses. So, and then you adapt. I've got a little adapter here. So I'm going to thread that on there, and you'll see how this all works. One end is for this. The other end is for the garden hose, which is right here. I really don't like garden hoses. They do too suck. But anyways, we have to tolerate them. Maybe they're tolerating us. I don't know. So I'm going to show you, this is something you don't even see happen anymore, but it should, because our cooling systems, they're not maintenance free. They aren't maintenance free. So let's head over. It's Skippy. Are you going down to the lake? Well, take it easy and put your swim cap on. You know what happens. Your hair looks like a Brillo pad afterwards. And you don't like me combing it out. I'm a little too rough, you said. All right, so these are two different cutters, and you can cut these hoses very easy. What we're going to do here is, one is an inlet, one's an outlet. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to push my water through the thermostat housing, because I'm not going to run the motor up to 10. I'm just flushing. That's all I'm doing. I'm flushing out the block. I'm going to pull off the lower hose, radiator hose. That's going to be my discharge. I'm going to disconnect this because I do not want any crud coming up into, so I'm going to cap this, is what I'm going to do. So we'll show you that in a minute. So I'm going to cap this lower radiator hose. I'm going to take that off. It's going to go into the drain pan underneath the truck, Jeep, vehicle. And so the lower radiator hose is going to take the crud into the floor pan. I think they're called septors. Into the septor. So then the septor is going to spew it right into our grease trap. And that way, we're not going to make a big mess here, but we're going to get the job done. But first and foremost, I'm going to go into the coolant hose to the heater core that goes directly into the water pump. So I'm bypassing the thermostat. So this hose from the heater core goes into the thermostat housing, and as I said, I'm not going to be running the engine, so the thermostat won't be open. I'm going to reverse flush it through the water pump, and that's what I want to do. I want to reverse flush. So I'm going to cut into this line right here. So here's how I do it. This is how you make it real easy. I'm going to go get my marker. Excuse me, Skippy. Were we square dancing there for a minute? I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. No, maybe we're round dancing. Okay, so what I do is, so I got to cut a piece out in order for this to fit. So this piece here has to be removed in order for the hose to go to here and here without puckering the hose. We used to install these a lot. And for some reason, we've gotten away from that. So here's how I do it, is I'm going to mark here and here. And so if I cut here, right here, and then I cut here, I'm going to take out the piece I need to remove. Got it? See this piece in the middle right here? That piece is going to be gone. And then we'll be able to fit this in there without having a pucker in the hose. So I don't want to bunch the hose up. That's Mr. Compressor Guy, just letting us know he's on the job. So I'm just going to take it off to make it easier for myself. And you can still put these on cars today. I'm not sure why they're not flushing the cooling systems. We don't have lifetime antifreeze. It doesn't exist. It's a load of baloney. So if anybody tells you it's lifetime, here, watch how this thing cuts. This is amazing, this one. So you put it right in there. It's got a point. See the point on it? So you just line that. I'm going to line that up for my line. Squeeze that. Squeeze it. Gives you a perfect cut every time. It slices. It dices. It even makes julienne fries. Well, maybe not. So now I'm going to show you this other one. This is from Canada. And you can cut pretty nice with this too as well. So line it up. Hockey, Chucky, ha! I'm licensed in Marshmallow Kung Fu. I see you there. I see you there. When you can snatch the tubular item from my hand, Grasshopper, it is time for you to leave. And get us some coffee. And stop messing around, all right? You're wasting my life. what happens if this doesn't fit? Now what? I have to go over to the bin and get the other size, that's all. So I'm going to wander. I hope I can get through there because I really pinched myself off. That is going to happen from this direction. So, it's going to be tight for sure, but I'll get there eventually. He's got the solution. He does. Because I am Nilo. Ni-e-elo. There's always another way around here. Sometimes we just don't see it. So I just need to go to the other side. I'm checking on through to the other side here. But there's a way to get over there. We need the opposite size. And I almost fell. Does anybody really care? I almost fell. Okay, he's getting into the hardware here. And we could put a black one in there. Look at that, that's really special. We'll take that one. That might be nice. Yep, it's even got a gasket in there, but we'll grab one of the other ones, seeing as how we're over here and we have to go halfway to Africa to get it. Grab one of the other ones. Always grab more than you need. And on these, always check to make sure that you have a gasket on the cap. See that? Somebody robbed this one and took the gasket. Yeah, so I'm not going to do the same thing. I have gaskets in another box, so yeah. So we're going to come back this way. We're going to get back inside quick before they see us. Close this down. We'll set it for stun later. Okay, we need a gasket. Always check when you buy these at the store that there's a gasket in here, because for some reason they always seem to get robbed. This one is right on here. So I got a black one. So let's see if the black one is the same size. Which one do you like? Put in the comments below. Should I use the gray or the black? IDK. I don't know. Does it make a difference? I don't know. Preference. You can make a nice gasket actually out of this. With this little cutter here, it does work. I've done it in the field. I've actually just put that right there and I'm stuck for a gasket and I just slice it off. See that? Lawa, you made yourself a gasket. Would you like it? So if you were stuck, if you got out in the field and you're going, crap, there's no gasket. It's just between you and me, right? I see nothing. I know nothing. I see nothing. Okay, so we want to put this on there. Look at this. It's too big. It'll work. How do I know this? Because I know this. How do you know this? Because I know it, you know it. It says it's 5/8. It should, the other one should have fit. I might have to go back and get it. We'll see if this will work. If it doesn't, I'm going to go get it. I'm going back into the abyss. But we'll see what we can do here. If it'll snug that out. This is more like a 1/2 inch. But if we don't have to jury rig it, I'd rather not, because I don't want to do the job twice. We only want to do it once, right? We don't need a practice. So I always like to put the clamps away from the top. Don't put them up like this for the reason of the cap. Put it down like that. And whatever way you want to do it, it's all happy with me. You will not hear me say a word. I always say, if your way is your way and that's the better way, do it your way. That's right. So then we're going to tweak that on there. I'm just going to turn this a hair bit, about 30 degrees. That might be 29 and a half. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is that 30 degrees or was it 28.34, 75, 62? I don't know. We'll get somebody on that. Can we get our NASA dudes on that right away? Alrighty then. And I'm turning the other hose clamp the opposite way. There's a reason behind that. Because I want to. No. No, I can't. So I got to take that off. I got to turn it towards the bottom. I like to offset my hose clamps wherever I can. This is a case where I can't, so I'm going to just put it down there so it's away from the electricals. Just fasten that. All right. Everybody's happy. So now you can just lock that right in place and it's not hitting anywhere. It's not going to rub a hole in there because I don't have my clamp there. I usually just bend those back in. So it's not going to rub there, it's not going to rub there, it's not going to rub against the valve cover. We're in good shape. The clamp's not against the valve cover. These are just little things. I like to turn that a little bit more towards me. I'm going to show you a little secret. How do you know whether you have a hose clamp tight enough? Well, if I can grab my little apparatus here, let's see if it still works. It's a little trade secret. How do you know you got the hose clamp tight enough? It used to work. Not today. No, it doesn't work anymore. Different, we used to be able to put the clamp on, and when we're done, test it with the test light, and it would light up to let you know you're tight enough. But it's the different types of hose these days we're using. There's more neoprene in it than rubber. Yeah, but that's a pretty cool trick. Used to work. Doesn't anymore. But what are you gonna do? I thought I was gonna share a secret, but that's how we used to know when a hose clamp was tight enough. It would ground out. Turn the light on. Okay, let's get rid of these sharp objects because I'm not allowed to have those without supervision. So we need this. We don't need this stuff, and we're hoping not to get a bath on this. And we'll get our Gardoon hose. We'll get that set up. I need this marker back in here. Those are tools for another job on the go. And we need our connector. You have to have this connector in order to pull this off. One end, this end, the big end, goes on to the flush tee. This end is going to go on to your garden hose, which we just happen to have right here. Garden hose knows I don't like them. They know that. That's why they always... See what it's doing? It's doing exactly what they do. That. They curl up. You get caught in it. You wipe out in the backyard all tangled up and your neighbors are hollering over the fence. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm all right. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that doesn't like garden hoses? Put that down in the comments section. Don't leave me hanging. So you put the flush adapter on there, and you can get all this stuff. You can buy all this stuff at the parts stores. It's a great thing to have to do your own system flush. And again, I don't know why we're not doing this anymore. We're doing fluid transfers. They're good, but I just don't know how much of the crud you're really getting out. Maybe you are getting it all out, but you know what? You can do, not everyone has a system flushing machine at home. You know what I'm saying? So now I just have to take the, just let me get caught up in this garden hose and fall down, and then it won't happen a second time. Yeah, that's it. Let's just do it. All right, I need to undo the lower hose, so I'm going to go down below ski and take it off. I don't want to take it off here because we'll have water going everywhere. I'm trying to do a controlled flush, and I want, the whole concept is we'll cap this off, and we want all the crud to go into the scepter, then out of the nose of the scepter right into the grease receptor. Yeah. Okay. So I just got to get my cart, and we need the component or proponent that's going to go into that hose, so we can just cap that off just like this. Not like this, but like this. This should fit. Maybe not today. Okay. Not that one. That's why it always pays to have plugs. Let's just bring the whole box over there and we'll find the right one for this job. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Always keep these caps. I'll tell you, this box gets used a lot. You just go in, find what you need, and use it, and then if it doesn't get destroyed, put it back. See, just like that. There's not going to be any pressure here, so just make sure, you know, while you're doing it, you hold it at somebody you really like. In case it does let go, then, you know, it's been hot lately. You'd be doing them a favor. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to put this back. We don't need it at the moment. But set yourself up a little bin box like that. I'll tell you what, it is the best thing to have kicking around the shop. I'll tell you, almost every week I'm coming into that box to get a fitting or a cap or something to do the job. Oh yeah, I was getting my cart. Don't put the horse after the cart. Put the cart before the horse. Okay, good night. I'll see you in the next one. Just kidding. Somebody has to come down here and take this off. It might as well be me. Arr. Okay. Now, let's move that clamp out of the way. This is an exciting moment because we've made it. I'll tell you, when Skippy and I were putting the engine in, she was touch and go. For a while there was more touch than go, wasn't it, Skippy? Yes, it was. It was interesting. So I'm just going to put this hose down where I want it to discharge into the said metered orifice. There we go. Can't ask for a better exhaust. That's going to be our exhaust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this thing. This handle, we got to paint this bumper too. That's ready to be done. Okay, then we can get that right up against there. We got discharge right there. You know what? I think it's showtime. I think it's nap time, honestly. You know, can I have 5? Okay, I'll keep going. All right, we're gonna flush. Now the technical term in our shop was gush and flush. So if we saw that on the invoice, customer wants a gush and flush, didn't mean they had, you know, a bad weekend at the cottage. It meant this is what we're doing, a gush and flush. Okay, so we are going to turn on the water, the H2O. I'm going to use warm water in this case. So I'm going to do a blend. I'm going to set this up for half and half. And I'm going to open the the hose. And don't go wild with the pressure at first. Just kind of let it's got to fill up the whole cooling system and work its way down to the buckets. We want to see what that stuff looks like as it's coming out. I think it's going to be nasty. I really do. So it's running through the system. I'll let it fill it up. I want it to push out the crud. It's coming. So it's Christmas, though, they say. Here it comes. We may have to just adjust our bucket just a little bit. Okay, now we know we got it coming out. Keep an eye on it and see what that looks like. We'll give you a light. How's it looking, Skippy? You got some crud. Actually, I don't see any red stuff coming out yet, and I'll tell you, the block had some crud in there. Let's give it a little more power. Just keep flushing it. I'm opening we're getting a little more pressure behind it now. I can see some green coming out. Yeah, I see some stuff coming out now. See it? It's clouding up. So it's starting to moisten out the junk that's in the block, and it'll start to come out. And you want to run it for a while because, especially, you know, it's a pre-owned engine. It's used. About 100,000 kilometers on it. And you can see that it's starting to loosen stuff off and bring it out. So, and that's what you want. You want to just, you know, you really want to flush this cooling system really, really well. Because you're going to put antifreeze in there, and you're going to contaminate it very, very quickly. So how much new antifreeze do you want to waste? So I don't want to waste any at today's prices. Oh my goodness. Man, we're not quite using both sides of toilet paper in our house, but you know, we got to be careful with our expenditures. So now you can really see it's starting to loosen up product that's in there, and it's going to start working its way out. So don't stop until the container that it's dumping the fluid into is clean. When that scepter is clean, then it's clean. And then I won't stop there. I will take the garden hose and I will push it down through the operator hose through the engine block. So then I'll be flushing from the top down as well. So we'll do a back flush, what we call a forward and reverse flush. That's what we want to do. Forward and reverse. And you can see that it's coming out quite cloudy. So I'm going to turn the cold off and give it a little more hot to really try and flush it clean. Even on today's vehicles, cooling system failure, number one cause of putting somebody on the side of the road. All the time. I have to have a little H2O myself. Yeah, stay hydrated these days, boy. It's hot out there. Remember, don't leave your pets in the vehicle. And if you're taking your pets out for a walk, make sure you take some water. Don't take them for walkies without some water. Yeah. Maybe you should have some, Skippy. Looking a little unhydrated. Dehydrated? Unhydrated? Yeah. Yeah, Skippy. Yeah. Skippy's looking after Skippy number 2. He looks a little dehydrated. Okay, so we'll slow it down a little bit. And then I like to give it a burst. So I have a shut-off hand down for a minute. And then we'll give her a Okay, we'll let that drain down. Then I'm going to disconnect the garden hose. So Skippy will trade places there. I'll come in there and we'll take the garden hose off, and then I'm going to manually flush through the upper radiator hose. So I'm going to take this off here and I'm going to install the cap. And this is giving you an opportunity to really service the cooling system and flush out your heater core. Because here's the thing, you cannot use tap water to fill your cooling system. You have to use filtered water or distilled water to mix your antifreeze. So I'm just going to put that down in there and I'm going to turn it on. Now I'm flushing from a different direction that bypasses, I'm not directly flushing the heater core. So we'll turn this on and we'll let that work its way down. And we'll see what that looks like. Now what you got to remember here is the thermostat is not open. So it's not going to work that direction. No, because we did put the thermostat in. So thermostat is in. So our other option here is we can try and do a reverse flush through the lower hose. Because that's right, we put the thermostat in. So if you want to do a reverse flush through the upper, you have to take the thermostat out. But we did not do that. We built it so that we were getting it ready for us to be done. Yeah, done. So I will head down below there and take a bath. And yeah, we'll see if we can You know what? I might even be able to flush it from up here. We'll see. Let's see if we can reverse flush a little bit. It is coming out fairly decent. So let's see if we just leave that open. You know what? I think I would prefer to see if we can flush it through. It's going to go down to the drain. This we know. So let me see if I can pull this back up. Which I can. Pull it back up. Nice. Actually, the clamp's supposed to, if it did the right job, drop into the bucket. So you have to go fishing for it. So if that doesn't happen, that's a bonus right there. All right, so we're going to go, we'll see if we can flush back through the lower radiator hose. And this is just me. I mean, you can do it any way you want. I'm just fussy. I know how much crud was in there. I just want to make sure when I button this thing up and put coolant in it, it's not going to get polluted. That's what I don't want. Like I said before, you know, the cost of things these days in this business, you can't afford to waste anybody's money, especially the customers. It doesn't matter if it happens to me. That's okay. I'm here for the abuse. Yeah, what the heck? Why not? All right, so we're going to see if we can reverse flush and get some crud to come out through the upper. And like I said, it is a messy job, but somebody's got to do it. So let's see if we can get some flushing through the upper and see what that looks like. Okay, we're going to go hot water, full hardcore. We're going to turn that on, and then we'll see what we get. It may work and it may not work. Or it may be clean already. I don't know. Probably end up changing that out to a 5/8. I'll make it fit. Yep, I will. Change that up to a 5/8. It does look like it's coming out clean, so we may be okay. But what I will do, I can tell you for sure, is I will just run filtered water from my filtration system on my tap here in the shop, and I'll let it run and let the thermostat open, and then I'll drain it right out. Then I'll put the antifreeze in. So that's going to be my game plan. Is just like I said, I want to make sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I got all the sediment that I could not get out of the block when I had the engine apart. I did my very best to scrape out and clean out and flush out as much as I could, because it was gritty, it was red, it was sloppy. It was like almost Georgia mud, which is red. And you just want to take that additional time to make sure that your cooling system's top drawer, because that's what killed the original motor. The cooling system was shot and nobody paid attention. Okay, that's good. We're going to let that drain off, and that's how you do it, folks. That's how I do it. If you have your way of doing it, you just carry on doing your way. Or if you want to share your method, how do you flush and reverse flush? And how often are you flushing and reverse flushing your modern day vehicle? This is fuel injected. This has computers. And for some reason, all we're seeing is these days is fluid transfer. I don't know how clean that gets the cooling system, I'll be honest with you. I haven't worked with one. They were just coming out, and they were really making some changes to those systems. I hear they do a pretty good job. I don't know what that means. Pretty good to some is not the same to others. You know what I mean? doing a good job or a great job is up to everybody's interpretation, in my opinion. So I don't know what I don't know on that. I will do some research and find out how good they are, and I'll get back to you on that. We'll see what the techs are saying. Is it any good or isn't it any good? So we're just going to let that continue to drain, and we'll help it out a little bit and get that into the drain. Watch your feet there, Skippy. It's a wet area. I don't have my yellow cone out. Slippery when wet. Or oops, you're going down. But what's good here in the shop is our oil grease receptor here is the center of the shop, and no matter where you spill a fluid, it will come to this drain. The floor, when they poured it, is laser set that this is the low point. From every corner of this shop, the water will flow to this receptor, and that's what had to be achieved in order for us to put up a shop where we're doing repairs and videos, and we're dealing with fluids and toxics and all that stuff. We had to have a drain, and let me tell you, this grease interceptor was not cheap. It was $5,000. Actually, it was over $5,000 for us to meet the standards. Yep, it had to be blueprinted and the whole 9 yards, and the drain system itself is all patented and whatnot. Jeepers. So anyone who wants to comment and say, you can't put that down the drain, yes, we can. We have a certified grease, gas, oil interceptor. We would not have been able to put the shop up without it. So it is, that baby's certified. I was certified, let me tell you, when I saw the bill for it, saying, wow, I could buy a car for that. Yeah, had to meet the standards to the town, you know. Simple as that. Rules are rules. Some for others and some for them. But anyways, enough said on that. So before you call the environmental cops, we have met all standards. So now I feel pretty confident we can hook up the lower radiator hose. Then I can put the fan in, put the fan shroud in, put the coolant overflow bottle in, hook up the power steering. It fastens to the side of the shroud. The shroud for this thing is huge. I got to show it to you. It's the biggest fan shroud I've ever seen for a tiny little vehicle. Even the Corvette does not have a fan shroud this big. Even Mr. Green Jeans, our C10 67 fleet side Chevy pickup, doesn't even have a fan shroud this big. Look at this thing. It's monstrous. I see you there. It actually goes in this way, like this. Caution, fan. It should say, caution, Motormouth. So I think we'll end it right here. So this gets to go in there now, just like you see it as I hold it. The fan's got to go in. The shroud's got to go in. And then everything fastens to the side of this thing. That's where the power steering reservoir goes. The cooling overflow bottle fits in here somewheres and fastens. So I gave this a good clean job the other day and put some vinyl prep on it. So this can go in now. And all the other components, the air filtrate system. And we'll bring you back and show you when we're done what that looks like. How's that sound? So till next time, she runs. We're ready to hit the road. We're going to move it from here to the hoist. Fix that rattle on the heat shield or whatever that shield is down there. And take care of that business. And there's, we got one link on one of the lower links for the front end suspension. Actually, I think they call them control arms. So we got a little bit of work to do on the right side control arm, which will make it so much easier on the hoist. Then it can have an alignment. So for some reason, somebody got hung up on something and bent the bracket that the control arm goes in, and that is also the adjuster mechanism for setting up the alignment. So my alignment guy said, try and get that bracket back into position the best you can, but don't cut it off and try and fit another one on until I try and align it, because we might be just fine. So that's when people are working for you, not against you. Not against you. So my good friend Dennis at Car Tech in Fort Erie, he said, Niall, just try and get it bent back and positioned with a new adjuster bolt in there for the caster and camber. That's the movement of the wheels backwards and forwards. That's pretty much all you're setting with that adjustment on that control arm. So we'll bring you into that when we got it on the lift, taking care of the noise that is somehow created from the starter motor. It's not hitting anything. It's free and clear. It's annoying. I can't stand it. I got to fix that. So it's just going to be easier on the hoist. So till next time, thanks for stopping by. Everything will be all buttoned up when you see it next time, neat and tidy. And we'll see what we can get into again. So thanks for stopping by. Like, share, and follow on Facebook, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. And like, share, thumbs up on our videos. And share your comments down below in the comments section. Hey, when was the last time you did a gush and flush on your car? They're not maintenance free. Cooling systems are not maintenance free. You might want to watch that video on our YouTube channel. The cooling system. You're going to learn a lot from that. And always remember, 5 things and 4 things. Concern, cause, correction, and confirm the repair. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and how you could have prevented from costing yourself spending more money than you need to. So we'll see you in the next one. Catch us on Stevensvilleontheweb.ca and get yourself your very own Car Connection snapback trucker's cap. Buy it, put it on, send us a picture. Maybe we'll do a little contest. Maybe we will. Get your gear, your merchandise, your Car Connection merchandise at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, and come and listen to us on radio in our 30th year on Joy AM 1250. Download the Joy Radio app in the Google Play Store. Just put in the search bar My Joy Radio and come and visit us Saturday mornings at 7 for Car Connection and at 2 p.m. for Dashboard. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in the next one. Well, thank you for stopping by the Car Connection Workshop right here on YouTube. Don't forget to come back and join us for another segment. So like, share, tag, and follow, and ding that bell so that you don't miss a single edition of Car Connection. So till next time, keep it under 100 and put the coffee on, because we're coming to your house.